Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Chapel Chaos. I'm Mahaley and today we're going to do a Q3 update. You will notice this is probably the third video that you've seen me in this outfit. That's because I'm trying to knock out a bunch of filming before I go into the hospital to have our little bundle of joy. By the time that you see this video, with any luck, he will have made his arrival and we will be at home settling into our new routine. But at this current time, I am still pregnant. So we're going to talk about our Q3 update with my 3 school-age kiddos. I have a first grader, a kindergartner, and a pre-K kiddo. And then I also have a almost 2-year-old, and hopefully soon we'll have our little newborn. So stay tuned. Alright guys, let's jump right into this Q3 update. I'm trying not to get the weird lighting from the sun. Let's see. We'll just turn and you guys can look at my door instead. So our Q3 update, we are wrapping up well, as I'm filming this, we are about 4 lessons away from hitting that to like that 3/4 of the way, goodness, through our curriculum. Most of our curriculum for this year was from the Good and the Beautiful. My oldest 2 are doing the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts, level 1 and level K, as well as the Good and Beautiful Math, levels 1 and level K. And all 3 of my kids are doing the Good and the Beautiful Handwriting. My son finished his kindergartner handwriting and started his level 1 handwriting. By the time you see this, my daughter will have finished her level 1 handwriting and is starting her level 2. And then my pre-K kiddo has finished the first Doodles book and is starting on the second Doodles book. She's also working through her preschool book, but we are moving very, very slow with that. So now that you know that, we are going to start with an update on my first grader. Like I said, by the time you see this, she will have started her level 2 handwriting book from the Good and the Beautiful. She will also most likely be starting her new, I'm torn between DK and Evan Moore geography workbook. One of those, but in level 2 as well. We've been doing DK, but we might swap to Evan Moore this year. I'm not 100% sure which one I want to use for this coming school year, but we'll see which one we go with. Or we may not start it. We may just wait until after baby break. But she is doing great in her math, great in her language arts. I am seeing some gaps in the learning as far as the Good and Beautiful Language Arts goes, and I am contemplating multiple ways to remedy that situation. I don't think it's not the Good and the Beautiful. It's more like, is this a fit for us? So I'm thinking of multiple ways to remedy that situation, that issue, for this next school year. I have some ideas, and we'll see what I decide to do. But otherwise, she's doing great. And I see the same gaps in the math too. So I figured out that we are changing math. And I know what we're changing to. But I'm finishing out this year with the Good and the Beautiful. I have this thing where I can't just stop a curriculum in the middle and start something else. I don't know if it's my OCD, because I do have diagnosed OCD, or if it's just something else, but it's just something I can't do. So we're going to finish out the level 1 math with the Good and the Beautiful, and then we'll be swapping for next school year. My son, my kindergartner, he is picking up how to read. We are doing pretty good to be kindergarten age. My 2 older kids, based on our public school system, they have late birthdays, so they are actually older in their class level. So my kindergartner is actually 6, but this is his kindergarten year based on the chunk of time that the public school system gives and does. So he's doing good with his reading. Again, I'm seeing those gaps with the good and the beautiful language arts, and I think that that is more our learning style, because I love the curriculum. I do not think it's the curriculum at all. I think it's more us than it is the curriculum. So thinking of ways to remedy that and how we're going to address that situation moving forward. He's doing good with his math. I really have no complaints on how he's doing with his math as a kindergartner. We are swapping all my kids to the same curriculum for next year, just because I think it's going to work better for my children's learning style. But we love the good and the beautiful math. He is also almost finished with his kindergarten geography. Again, don't know if we'll start that immediately or if we'll do it after we come back from baby break, or if we'll just wait till next school year. But he will be moving on to a level 1 geography. My pre-K kiddo, as of our last update, she was doing Horizons Math K, and she got to a point where she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And that wasn't just with Horizons Math, that was with math and schoolwork in general. So we stopped. I did not make her do any schoolwork for several weeks. I packed away Horizons Math because I got to a certain point and was like, I don't like this. I don't like this math. So we just stopped doing it. Again, nothing wrong with the curriculum. My personal it just doesn't fit my personal preference or how I like to teach. So we packed that away. And over the last week, she has started coming back around to doing some school. I'm not forcing it because she is the opposite. Sorry. She is the opposite of my older 2 kids. Her birthday, our cutoff for starting school is early, like the last day of August or mid-August, something like that. And her birthday is literally 3 weeks before that cutoff. So based on public school standards here where I live, she would be forced to start kindergarten this coming year. But she would barely be 5. Barely be 5. So while age-wise, yes, she should be in kindergarten this year. Developmentally, I think that forcing her to do kindergarten right now is a horrible idea, or getting ready for kindergarten is a horrible idea because she's still very young. So we are not doing that. We're not going to force kindergarten onto her. We are going to continue to take our time working through our preschool. Because that's still where she is developmentally. So we're going to continue to work through our Good and the Beautiful preschool book. I think we are on lesson 49 of it. There's 90 lessons in that book. And we will do kindergarten prep. And then I have chosen a completely different curriculum for her for next year. At this point in time, that could change depending on where we are when I decide to order curriculum. But for this point in time, we're just going to do like a pre-K kinder hybrid when the time comes, and we're just going to move at her pace. So we are just taking everything very, very slow. And that's where we're at. Our group subjects, you probably saw in my previous video, I have found a science that I love and absolutely adore, and I'm so excited to dive deeper into it this coming school year. I finally figured out how I kind of like to teach my kids science. So I'm going to link that video in the description box below because I cannot say enough good things about this curriculum. We are working our way through the 50 states. Just one state a week or one state every 2 weeks, just as we go through it. And we're doing it mostly in alphabetical order. So we're doing that. So we have about 2 more states that we'll get through before we take our baby break. So that's what we're doing with that. We're wrapping up our space unit. We have just 3 more planets to learn about, and we're going to touch on constellations and what that is. We're not going to dive deep into it. And I have some Magic School Bus videos saved for that, but we're wrapping that up before our baby break because we are about 17 days out from when we are scheduled to start our baby break, unless baby comes earlier than that. We have finished, in January we read as our chapter book, the Mr. Popper's Penguins. We finished that, and we are almost halfway through Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. My goal is to be finished with it before baby break as well. And we started co-op. We had our first co-op class thing, like our actual classes. We did a kickoff party. We had our first welcome day last week, and we go every other Friday. The kids are loving that, so we'll be going again next week. We should be about 4 or 5 classes in by the time you guys see this video. So yeah, that's where we're at. Quarter 3, I feel like it's just flown by and been a whirlwind, and for us it has. Because we didn't take as long of a holiday break. We jumped right back into it, and we've just been going nonstop because we have, I don't want to say we have a schedule or we have a tight timeline, but we have goals that we want to meet before this baby is born so that it's easier to pick back up when we get into our new routine and when I feel like I can pick school back up. So yeah, that's our quarter 3 update. Lots of stuff is changing here. And I can't wait to continue to share it with all of you. So if you guys liked this video, want to see more stuff like this, make sure you give me a thumbs up, drop a comment, hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We would love to have you around here permanently because things get really chaotic. And stay tuned because I imagine the chaos is fixing to get even crazier around here. Bye, guys.